I just love a drive in the country, laughing with Opie and Anthony. That plane is flying awfully low, don't you think, Ramone? Ramone, call 911.
Hey, Anthony, a lot of people asking about the WOW stickers. A lot of new listeners, actually. They're trying to figure out what the hell this WOW thing is all about. Go to opieandanthony.com, and basically it's a sticker. You can get them. The info's up on opieandanthony.com, but basically you send a self-addressed stamped envelope. We send out the WOW stickers, and it's a promotion that Anthony and I started many, many years ago. We've gotten a lot of press about it over the years, and it's great. It works great.
It's so easy.
WOW represents Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
And now it's like whip 'em out whenever.
Yeah, pretty much. If a girl sees a WOW sticker and they feel like it, they're going to flash you while you're driving your car.
Right. It's that easy. The weather gets nice. The girls are wearing some easily accessible clothing. And then you'll be driving your vehicle. You got the WOW sticker on the back, or even the truckers we noticed scrape it in the dirt on the back of their rigs. And then a girl sees that. She knows the show. She's familiar with the situation. She'll pull up next to you and lift her shirt up. And then you know what it is? It's a little treat on your nasty commute home. You could be sitting in traffic. You're all, oh, this sucks. Your mind's just fixated on the fact that you're in traffic and it blows. And then all of a sudden you look over and go, wait, why is that girl showing me her tits? Oh, it's the WOW.
And WOW works in some places better than others, obviously. Like when you're going to a concert.
Yeah.
And you're stuck in that stupid traffic going and coming from concerts.
Right.
Oh, man, the wowing that goes on. Going and going sporting events, perfect when you're stuck in that traffic, that type of thing. Going to the beaches and all that crap, you know?
Yep.
It seems to be a more festive thing. And
but like, let's say, funeral procession.
Funeral's a little rough.
Probably rough.
A little rough.
Probably wouldn't be as easy as the beach.
A little rough.
Something like that, right.
I don't know how you open up the casket and give a WOW at that point.
Maybe searching for a lost girl during an Amber Alert. Probably not going to get a lot of wows.
Yeah, because the girls, a little more sensitive than the guys.
A little more sensitive.
They see the license plate up there on the thing, and then they're looking at all the cars around them.
Yeah.
Trying to be helpful.
Like
so they're a little busy. They don't want to wow at that point. You're right, Anthony.
Yeah. The scene of flaming wreckage. You're probably going to rubberneck a little bit and not want to maybe look at the WOW sticker and get a WOW. So certain situations, a little easier than others.
Going to the racetrack? Perfect.
Perfect. There you go.
Perfect.
They get the races.
What's wrong, Jimmy?
I'm just reading this. We're talking to Lewis, and I thought of it. I should have asked him about it, but again, what's he going to say? I like The Daily Show. I like Jon Stewart. I think he's a really good comic. Mm-hmm. He's a really good comic.
Yeah.
But this whole thing, remember, it's in this month's Hustler. Tucker Carlson exit stage right.
Oh, yeah.
Which Crossfire, I think, was dumb. A boring show, and I never watched it because I don't care about two bores just yelling at each other about politics. It stinks, and I don't watch it. But when Jon Stewart went on and kind of sandbagged them and got real and, trashed the show, I mean, not that I didn't agree with him that the show stinks, but it just bothered me. It drives me nuts. And then they said Tucker Carlson left, and this is what makes me want to just vomit. It seems CNN President Jonathan Klein agrees. I guess I come down more firmly in the Jon Stewart camp. I think Stewart made a good point about those noise levels of these types of shows, which does nothing to illuminate the issues of the day. The president of CNN comes down on the side of a liberal as opposed to somebody on his own network on a show that he was... It just makes me sick.
Obviously, it's just the ratings. If the ratings were good with Crossfire, it still would have been on.
And John came on, and he kind of trashed them both, which was good for him. But then he's like, you're on there as a comic, and the guy's like, well, tell a joke. The guy was annoyed, I guess. Mm-hmm. And John's like, well, I'm not here to be your monkey. And then the guy goes, well, how come you lobbed up all these softball questions to John Kerry? And John's like, well, I'm on Comedy Central. And that seems like a really valid point.
But you can't play both sides.
You can't play both sides, man. Yeah. If you're on Comedy Central being a comic, then don't come on here and try to be serious and be poignant. When they say, well, then, all right, be funny, don't hide behind that. Well, I'm not going to be your monkey. And they say, well, how come you lobbed up softball questions? Well, I'm a comic. It's like
so you're a monkey on your show, then you come on this show.
That's been bugging me since I heard it. And what bugs me more is, and again, I like him as a comic, and I'm not even on Comedy Central anymore. He's always been a genuine, I think he's a really good comic, man. But that just drove me nuts, the way people thought it was this brave thing, and I just disagreed.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's what is known as a bedwetting liberal, they call him.
He is, and he is.
Bedwetting liberal. So if he was on maybe Al Franken's show, I'm sure it would have been all buddy-buddy, backslapping, and he would have been the monkey that day, making a lot of funny jokes, them both agreeing on how much the right and Republicans stink, and they would have had a good time. But since this guy is right-leaning, and Stewart is a bedwetting liberal, obviously they didn't get along.
And I think he attacked the liberal on the show too. I don't remember who the liberal. Who was the liberal? Tucker Carlson was the conservative, and there was a liberal.
By me.
On that.
I have no idea which one is which.
Yeah.
It was a babbling, stupid show.
Awful.
I mean, I'll give Jon Stewart that.
And he goes. But the one thing I didn't like is he said. You have a responsibility to the public discourse, and you fail miserably. I'm just tired of this dignity being given to these people, like they have this responsibility to the public. It's entertainment dog shit.
Yep.
They don't have a responsibility. If you're dumb enough to get your opinion from these two assholes shouting at each other, then you don't deserve to be informed about the issues. If you can't read the paper yourself, or at least come to your own conclusions, if you think that these two screaming fucks are the place that you're going to find out what's really going on, then you're an idiot and you don't deserve to know what's going on.
People make the mistake of thinking because it's on CNN, it has to be this responsible journalism that goes by this old code that the old journalists had of truth and this, that. People are getting confused. CNN is an entertainment channel. It is entertainment. They give you news during certain parts of the show, just like a lot of the all news channels. They will give you news that is supposed to be that responsible, fact-driven news. But the rest of the day, you can't fill an entire 24-hour period with that. So the rest of the day are these entertainment shows that people, for some reason, think are held to the same standard that journalists have. And they're not. They're opinions.
Editorials.
They're speculation. They're, editorials. It's entertainment programming. And people seem to think it's supposed to be like Walter Cronkite giving us the news, the evening news.
I just don't believe. I think this show just annoyed him. He didn't like it. He probably just didn't like the conservative on it. And just to come out like that, like it was this integrity-driven thing.
Yeah.
And the public is so stupid. Just the way they jumped up. Because I heard the audio. I heard, like, wow, I mean, you got to see this. He really shreds these guys. So I listened to the audio. I'm like, he didn't shred these guys.
No.
He played both sides of the fence a little bit, like, and that kind of annoyed me. It's like, what are you doing, man? If he would have done it in a funny way, because I do think he's a bright guy. It's like, and he is good at being political and being funny.
It's a credit.
Not easy.
It's a credit to his talent that I love the show and I find him hysterically funny on it, even though I know his politics are just like they're not my politics.
Right.
And for me to actually sit and enjoy him on a political show like that, it is a credit to his talent.
But it's like, sometimes people get a little self-important, and when entertainers start to think, it's like, I know it's a comedy show, but you weren't really, I don't know what his John Kerry interview was like, but it's like, if you're going to be so tough on these guys, why not be, if you want to talk about you're failing in the public discourse, well, you got one of the presidential candidates, be tough on him.
It wasn't, though. I saw the interview. It was about, he asked him nothing about the allegations of the rest of his, the riverboat people there. His boat people that turned on him. Nothing about that. Nothing about his war record and everything that came up with that. It was pretty much just a Bush bash session.
Of course it was. And then why do that and then come after these two guys who mean nothing?
Yeah.
Like why save all the angst and the let's get down to brass tacks for these two who are just two jack-offs?
He shouldn't have been hard-hitting on The Daily Show with Kerry. It should have been what it was. We kept it very light and funny. But then, you can't then go on and say, well, I'm here on a serious show.
Right, like, hey, all kidding aside, guys, I don't like this kind of stuff. Well, then how come if you're all kidding aside, why were you like that with John Kerry? Well, I'm a comic. I'm not supposed to be serious. Just annoyed me.
Go whine some more on your show. That whole thing after 9/11. Oh, my God.
What do you mean?
Oof, when he was just crying.
Dude, I swear to God, I've seen The Daily Show 10 times.
And then he's just, I mean, if you're that taken by what happened on 9/11, the guy was talking about how his apartment overlooked the World Trade Center and how now it's gone, but now in its place there's the Statue of Liberty. And he loses his mind.
Who said that?
Jon Stewart, right on the show. It's like, all right, but then to turn around and have your politics so in line with letting something like that absolutely happen again.
Yeah.
You know, believe me, I'm not saying that Bush and the right and the Republicans have the answers. That's for sure.
No, they don't.
I'm not saying that. But the way his politics are, it just leaves us really open up for some more nasty crap.
And can I say, I know I'm going to get the emails. Save yourselves the time. Every time I talk about something like this, I get the emails. You know, dude, stop bashing liberals. No, I'm not going to stop bashing them. And yes, I do bash conservatives, too. Conservatives are
the far
atrocious
right
with
is
freedom.
equally as stupid as the far left. They're both morons who don't know how to, who can only follow a party line and have no moderation, can't make up their own minds.
I'm laughing at you guys because, getting into some serious stuff here, which we do on the program, right?
Sometimes.
And so I can't be bothered with some of that stuff, so I just kind of go do my thing for a while, and and I'm eating my cereal, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, might as well, while they, take care of this like they do, and it's important to the show, I'll see what I could do to make the show better. So I'm starting to read the instant feedback. These are 4 right in a row.
All right.
You guys are giving it your all, giving your point,
sure.
okay? And this is what people are commenting on. Jeremy from Toronto, can someone please buy Opie a fucking soft plastic spoon? Sounds like a broken wind chime in the background. Fast Freddy, please tell Opie to stop with the eating. Booby Man from Brooklyn, Opie, is your oatmeal good? You are scraping the bowl like you never ate it before. Stop it, faggot. M. Beavis, it just keeps going on and on. Opie, stop clanking your spoon on your cereal bowl, you tool. Chester's Liver, okay, I'm trying to listen to you, Aunt, but I hear what must be Opie's spoon hitting the bottom of his bowl.
Clang.
Not complaining, I think it's actually funny. It just goes on and on. On and on. That cereal yummy, Opie? Is someone making chocolate milk in the background?
That's what it sounded like.
And I'm thinking I'm just being discreet, like, all right, I'll listen in, and I'm starving over here. My blood sugar level seems to be dropping a little. I'll just take this moment to get some food in me. Holy shit! Stop with the fucking cereal bowl, Opie. Just goes on and on. So, all right, we got to get Danny in here.
Danny.
Something really crazy happened while we were on break.
Right, am I hearing this right? Norton is getting all his deep political insight from Hustler magazine.
Well, yeah, it's pretty consistent, I'd say.
Okay. Well, what are you gonna? Danny.
I see you letting the head roll a little.
A little bit. What do you think?
That's all right.
What'd you do during?
It's like Boss's awful Jew hair.
It's not bad.
I worked, Aunt.
You worked?
Yeah, these guys worked.
vacation?
These guys worked for free while they enjoyed the
Damn, you didn't go on a cruise?
the 2-week vacation.
Nope. I came here a couple of days. I was helping Ziggy out with the store.
Dude, I'm walking the
Cash in my
beach,
pocket.
trying to, figure out if I should start smoking pot again. I'm searching out the Coconut Man every day.
I'm dining with the captain.
And these guys working for free.
Working for free.
Back in New York.
The O&A slaves. Very good. Well, there was a controversy.
Yes, Danny. What happened?
The FBI was almost involved?
Pretty much.
Apparently. You guys know Mars, the engineer here. He wanted to tell me a story. He said it was pretty funny, so he was telling me that somebody had moved a box that was in here into the room in the back. And it was apparently...
It was one of our... It was, into one of our offices that we don't use.
All right.
One of the offices that we demanded from XM. We demanded that they build all these offices.
Well, we have an office, but me and Opie needed another office.
That's right.
So we demanded we have an office with just 2 desks in it for us to get away from the riffraff.
And, if you listen to this program, we make it sound like there's no one else in this facility. It's all about Anthony and I, and Jim Norton, of course. And... they had to make a lot of space for the Opie and Anthony show here in New York, and it was a small space to begin with, and that wasn't good enough for us. We're like, no, we need to take over the entire conference room. We need the whole kitchen area as our private offices. We need build, or we're not coming.
Right.
So then the rest of the gang had to be shoved into tiny little cubicles. Their space that was small to begin with got smaller.
Now the area where the coffee machine and everything was, now it takes up like a 2-foot spot on a shelf. Pretty much their lunchroom.
So they build these really nice offices so Aunt and I could get away. We haven't used them once.
Yeah.
So I guess a box from the studio was moved into one of these offices.
You got it. Mm-hmm. And Mars was kind of curious of what was in the box because it was kind of bulging on the sides.
What's in the box? Tell me what's in the box.
The box.
Don't we have that somewhere?
No, I think you do
think
have
so.
it somewhere.
Yeah, we should get it, though.
No, we had it. I played it once. All right, go ahead.
So
Sorry.
Mars opens the box, and sure enough, inside is the Pickled Punk.
Oh, the Pickled Punk.
No.
Where do we get that from?
Andrew Gore.
Andrew Gore.
And I openly admitted that it has brought me bad luck for the 2.5 years that he gave it to me. He gave it to me like 2.5 years ago, and there's been some weird things that have happened in my life.
The Greg Brady tiki.
And I'm
Did
thinking,
you wear it around your neck?
And I was thinking it was in my closet in my New York apartment. I'm thinking, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it would be smart to just give it back to the guy. And maybe it will help my luck. Maybe.
It is taboo.
Maybe it'll help my luck.
Taboo.
So I brought it back in here because he was supposed to be in New York to...
Does everyone know what a Pickled Punk is? I don't know if all our listeners know.
It's from
an old circus term.
It's from the old sideshows. You would pay your dollar, or back then, what was it, a quarter or a nickel? It was like a nickel or something.
Yeah, a nickel, and you'd go in and see these. They're deformed fetuses. Maybe spontaneous miscarriage or something like that. Or what? Did they have abortions back then?
Who knows? But
How did they get these things?
They give them cute names and stuff.
Two-headed. Yeah, they'll have 2 heads or 3 legs, or they'll just be so deformed they'll look like Lizard Baby or something.
Yeah, the lion head boy. Things like that.
Yeah, lion head boy. And it's really disgusting. So Andrew gave one to Opie.
Because I had a fascination about it.
Had a fascination with it and was asking for one and got one.
And in Andrew's old crib, and thank God he finally moved.
Yeah.
So if the FBI wants to question me, I have no idea where he lives now.
Uh-huh.
He had a display in this old joint that was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
We've talked about the Siamese babies with the diapers on them.
Yeah, little diapers
in
on
a fish tank. And these things were so old, they had like really, really old locks on them and stuff. From the original owners and stuff. These things have been passed down, generations.
Yeah, Pickled Punk. Very funny name for dead fetus.
Yeah. So he finally gave me one as a little present.
Little Pickled Peterson.
Well, that's where this gets interesting, by the way.
Oh, Jesus. So you found it was bringing you bad luck. As you had it hanging around your neck when you went surfing.
No, I thought it couldn't hurt to bring it back and give it back to the owner.
Take it back.
So it's been just kind of laying
Mr.
around.
Hanale give you directions to the cave.
Right.
And then what happened with Tiki? Your TV dad took it and wore it around his waist, and
well, I had a discussion. With Vincent Price, and
Yeah, Vincent Price.
he was in that episode.
And we all went to a luau.
I do nothing wrong. Remember
Do
that?
nothing wrong.
So
It is taboo.
So I brought it back in.
Yeah.
And it ended up in a box because no one really wanted to look at it. And then, this place is kind of cluttered, and it was just forgotten about.
Yeah, I definitely did not want to look at that thing anymore.
So the box was moved to this office that Anthony and I don't use. Mm-hmm. And then what happened? Sorry, Danny. Getting back to you finally.
That's all right. So Mars opens it up, sees that it's indeed a fetus in a jar, and doesn't remember that you had brought this in and spoke about it on the air.
This in a jar.
So he proceeds to freak out and grabs Poe and brings him in to ask him.
Poe wrestled it to the ground.
If it's real, if it's fake. They're freaking out. Poe wants to call the police. And
oh my God!
No. So Mars finds us in the back office because he had to go get something, and he looks into the box, and there's the Pickled Punk. And
Did they ever hear us talking about this thing?
That's why I'm surprised.
Jesus.
And then Master Poe got involved, and then Bruce, who runs the New York facility, got involved, and they're all just staring at it.
Master Poe put a little ghee on it, taught it a few kicks.
So then what happened there, Danny?
Well, apparently some calls were made down to Washington.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, boy, here we go again.
That's all Washington needs now with phone calls. Oh, what's the problem? Equipment thing? No, there seems to be a fetus here.
In a jar. In a mayonnaise jar.
God.
Looks like it might have been born this week. Great.
Oh, boy.
And no one could figure out if it was real or fake. And Mars decided that he just had to find out for himself.
No way.
Yep.
Are you kidding?
Put on a glove, cracked it open, and started poking it.
Why would you open that? That hasn't been opened in decades.
Yeah, and yeah.
Probably 90 years.
If you look at it, it looks like it's plastic.
Yeah.
So
he poked it and realized it is real.
Indeed, it was. Well, he was telling me that the night before he was in
what
bed.
What does it feel like?
And he couldn't fall asleep.
Oh, my God, I might puke.
Oh.
Holy, just hit me.
Oh, what did it feel like?
Oh my God!
Like a raw chicken leg.
Dude, look at my arm.
Where it kind of skin moves around a little on the bone.
Yeah. It takes a lot to get me skeeved. I just like, wow. That was the beginnings of a puke.
That is really
He was telling me the night before he was just thinking about whether it was fake or not, and he just could not fall asleep, and he was just saying to himself, all right, tomorrow I'm just going to go in, I got to touch it.
You will be molested. You will be molested.
He had to touch it.
Yeah.
So he was poking at it?
Yeah, if we want, I guess we could ask him what it felt like if you guys want to know.
What does a pickled punk feel like?
I just like the way Danny tried to direct the show. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want it.
Are you kidding me?
Guys, get him in here and
bring him right in. It's a good point, young
let
man.
all the other interns laughing.
Oh, he hasn't.
They revel in others' failure.
He hasn't seen Ben in 3 hours. He figured, what the hell? I'll give it a shot.
I like the fact that young Danny and his new Carmine Ragusa hair. So what'd you do when you found the Pickled Punk? Did you slide on the floor and sing Rags to Riches? Wow.
Mars is in the studio.
How you doing?
So, are you on?
I don't know. I hear myself.
Talk again, Mars.
Hello.
Yeah, he's on.
They're a little low. I
lower
want to
than I
adjust
can
that
hear.
mic.
Okay.
No, not your headphone volume,
I know.
silly. So what happened? You found the Pickled Punk in the back office?
Yeah. And the thing was that I didn't know how I got there.
You never heard us talking about the Pickled Punk on the show? And
Unfortunately, did not. So my concern was that someone dropped it off maliciously because maybe we're making jokes of Lacey Peterson and her little
So
Connors.
someone dropped off the Pickled Punk. I'm wondering how long it took the Pickled Punk to fill out all the paperwork.
and Poe taking pictures of it.
It actually started when it was in the guy's balls. It went through the whole pregnancy and the abortion and the formaldehyde. You forgot to sign here, little thing.
And what kind of ID did the Pickled Punk actually have for Poe?
I need a photo ID. Gentlemen. Yeah.
All right, so?
So after that, first thing I did, of course, was pull Paul over, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know if that's real," and I kept saying that it is real, and then I spoke to Bruce as well, and
you found out it was real by poking it.
Well, actually, you can tell it's real. I've seen one of those in Germany when I was in Germany.
Really?
And it looks very real.
But you still had to poke it.
Ultimately, to actually really find out if it was real.
Well,
actually,
what part of the body did you poke?
The head.
Oh, of course.
The head.
That's good.
That's
did it go
good.
back into the left?
Jesus, you're poking the head of a fetus. That's real smart.
Well, I had to find out. Again, like I said, I had no knowledge that it was here before, so I thought it was a malicious act. So I noticed that it was very, very detailed. Saw the genitals. It's a little girl.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So why did you take it out of the jar?
No, I did not. I moved the jar around.
You wanted to see its genitals. That's why you touched it.
Oh,
you didn't poke the head. You opened the legs.
You sicko.
Has a little tiny anus.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
keep talking.
All the details of that. Sure, why not?
I love this story.
So,
So was it preserved in Jesus juice?
Actually, I was trying to smell
I never touched that fetus.
the formaldehyde, but it's not too much of a strong smell. Formaldehyde is more of an alcohol-based.
Imagine that.
But you lost sleep the night before you decided to molest this thing?
Well, the thing was that some of my higher-ups thought that everybody wanted me to believe that it was fake, and I was determined to prove that it was real.
Oh, it's real.
Yeah,
Scalpel?
it's real. It's absolutely real.
You should take a bite out of it. You sink your teeth into like halfway through the head and just bite through the ears and the bridge of the nose, and you chew it.
Oh, my God, stop.
You know the stench that would come off of that into your mouth and your molars?
Cook it up like hot wings.
No, you just eat it raw.
Just take
looking
a
up at
bite.
you.
She wasn't aborted.
It would you know what it would come apart like? I don't know how many people get this reference, but remember when Damone went to visit his pal there, Rat, in the restaurant when he was on the date, and he bit into that thing at the table. He goes, "Hey, Rat, how you doing? Yeah, I come here all the time." And he bit that thing, and it kind of popped, and water shot out of it.
Oh, my God.
Hey, you forgot your wallet. You forgot your abortion over my...
Well, Dr. Mars said that the tiny anus appeared to be of normal size and consistency, and he's saying that it wasn't aborted. How did you know it wasn't aborted?
Well, I think it's not aborted because you will see bruise on the fetus. if it was aborted.
Uh-huh.
And there are no bruises on the fetus.
Except for the finger marks you put in its head.
Now it probably has bruises.
But isn't it gray?
No, it's
whitish.
It's white.
It's whitish, so it doesn't really have any pigment on it.
It's
where you
well
would see
preserved.
it.
It's it's disgusting.
Ugh, sandwich.
So then what happened? What did you guys decide to do?
So ultimately, what happened was...
Let's drop it out the 5th floor window.
Splat.
We spoke
Along
to
with our
DC.
careers. Splat.
We spoke to DC, and they wanted to ask one of you guys, but you guys were on vacation. We didn't
Of course we weren't.
bother
We're
you.
busy
with
on a
that.
cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be bothered with dead fetus questions.
So when I come in on Monday, the first person that I see is Steve. And I says, hey, Steve, by the way, there was a box in the back. And he says, oh, yeah, the fetus.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, you know about it? And he said, yeah, it's been with us all this time. And he explained the story to me about Andy Gore and all that good stuff.
What happened to the fetus?
It is still in Opie's office.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Why don't you give it back? That's just creepy.
Get that thing
I've been
out of
trying,
here.
but
Get that goddamn thing out of here. Give it a proper burial.
they won't let
Take
me.
it out on a boat off of Modesto and drop it in the water.
They won't let me travel with it or anything.
So why? Because you got to pay for another ticket?
So
He's afraid it will break in his bag. You pull out a duffel bag, the fetus is stuck to the back of one of your books.
Oh, God.
See, like one of its little feet has fallen off.
It's got the iPod headphones on.
That'd make a great commercial. All right, well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Mars.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Thanks, Danny.
Poking. Poked his head. The whole head's a soft spot, isn't it? On something that
Why?
age, that old.
Oh, you did not come
Wow.
back. He's
Oh,
been doing
we
it.
got him.
He's been doing that to you for 6 months.
Walking back. I'm going to poke him in the head.
All right, we'll take.
Wow, what are we going to do with that thing?
I don't
Come
know.
on, you got to get rid of it.
I thought I did by bringing it back in
Can't you
here.
just send it back to Andy Gore?
Yeah, I'm not mailing it.
Mail it. You could send a fetus through the mail, can't you?
I got to figure something out. I guess it's my responsibility.
Yes,
It is. I don't want it.
All right, we'll take another break. We got to catch up a little bit. We got a lot of stuff still to do. We got Mike Tyson audio.
Someone's suggesting fetus hacky sack. Or give it to Joe Rogan for a Fear Factor eating stunt.
Ugh.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for the instant feedback, people.
This is driving him nuts, so we'll keep doing this.
Oh, of course it is.
So here's Howard talking about our company.
If you're planning a road trip this weekend, it's time to take XM satellite radio along for the ride. XM gives you 100% commercial-free music. It's the ultimate playlist with channels for album rock, alternative, heavy metal, hip-hop, unsigned bands, blues, jazz. There's an XM channel for everyone in the family, including the biggest names in news, sports, talk, and comedy. All in digital quality sound for less than $10 a month. No wonder it's the most listened to satellite radio service. The XM Roadie from Delphi can turn any radio into an XM radio. It's the smallest satellite radio ever, so it looks great on your dashboard. Plus, for a limited time, you'll also get a free home kit, so you can connect XM to any home stereo. XM makes a great graduation or Father's Day gift.